Another win from Hotpocket in game number 2 is not going to clinch the series. You're going to need 3.
I'm very interested to see how Trent decides to utilize his Swampert differently. I'd be very surprised if Trent left it on the bench given its strength of play against Hotpocket's team of 6. I think maybe prioritizing it a little bit more. We saw no shields being used on it this past game, letting the Sky Attack go through, which proved to knock it out. Maybe allowing it to get more energy, allowing it to throw more Hydro Cannons would have been helpful to whittle down Hotpocket's few Pokemon that had remaining health.
The key moment that stood out to me was the swap in of the Swampert by Trent into the Noctowl for Hotpocket. Hotpocket says, I want to have my Noctowl lined up versus that Lickitung, but I also understand that this could be a bit of deception, trying to get me to swap my Noctowl out for a worse matchup in the back. Not the Lickitung, but the Galarian Stunfisk did not get fooled. Here we are, moving into game number 2, though. We have the Medicham on the side of Hotpocket into the Altaria. Pretty tough challenge here for Hotpocket.
Yeah, this is a favorable lead for the Altaria, given that the fast move damage of Dragon Breath is not resisted by Medicham. However, it's not so straightforward. The Ice Punches from the Medicham do double super effective damage. You see how much damage it does to the Altaria. It's about 60% of its health. You see an immediate swap out into the Lickitung, which pulls out the Swampert.
Yeah, you're pretty happy to get that chip damage, right? That's double super effective Ice Punch. Despite being a relatively non-attack-weighted Pokemon, that is double super effective damage. So now it puts it in a much more manageable position for another Pokemon, something like a Lickitung, to land a Body Slam and knock out the Altaria. But here we go. We have the first Power Whip getting thrown and the shield coming out from Trent.
I'm very surprised by the Swampert swap in. I think this is the worst position for the Swampert to be in. It has to shield a Power Whip. It would get one-hit KO'd by that Power Whip. We're going to see a Body Slam reached and a Hydro Cannon thrown at the same time.
All right, well, at this point, I don't know that the Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to knock out the Swampert. Very bulky Pokemon, maybe from a Shadow Swampert, but not here from the regular version. Desperately trying to make it to that Power Whip, and we do not see the move thrown from Trent. Could have been a CMP event, but opts to instead go for this farm down and shield up this Power Whip. Going to be 2 shields down at this point.
I do like that Trent is prioritizing his Swampert here, though. 2 shields used. That Swampert still has more than 50% of its health pool remaining at 2 Hydro Cannons, but there are 2 shields on Hotpocket's side, and these counters will start to add up. We see the first Hydro Cannon is not shielded, given that it does not threaten a KO.
Well, if there's one thing that Swampert is good at doing, it's pulling shields. 2 devastating charge moves with Hydro Cannon and the even harder hitting Earthquake. The Pocket will not be fooled, lets the first Hydro Cannon go, shields the second one, but hey, we've got another move ready to go here. Altaria comes back in, has the Sky Attack prepped, and will be unleashing it upon the Medicham.
I like the combo play, really forcing Hotpocket to use his shields in not the best situations. You don't necessarily want to use a shield on a Medicham that only has a quarter of its health left.
All right, well, at this point, we still got the Swampert, relatively healthy, and then the Galarian Stunfisk as well, but this Medicham has mostly been neutralized at this point. Not going to be able to get too much damage versus that Galarian Stunfisk. In fact, it's probably in Rock Slide range. We see the Galarian Stunfisk come in, and a quick swap here to this Sableye. Switch Clock is not up for Trent yet. Going to have to stick in this matchup.
Yeah, we're going to see a foul play getting thrown into the Galarian Stunfisk. I think Trent's feeling pretty comfortable here, given that 1 does not threaten to knock out. I'm expecting an overfarm and then an Earthquake. Actually, he throws it immediately. I'd be curious to see exactly how he plays out the rest of this match. Is he going to try to catch a foul play on his Swampert?
Well, the one big advantage that you look at is that he does have that Swampert, and Swampert paces to moves faster than any of the remaining Pokemon on the field here. Able to get to Hydro Cannons in 5, then 4 Mudshots. But here we go. I think it was a CMP tie that we just had here, Alpha Phoebe. This is going to be the foul play versus the Rock Slide. A little bit of an undercharge here, in fact, leaving a little bit of health on this Galarian Stunfisk, which is now going to allow it to get to this Rock Slide. A little bit of HP still on this Galarian Stunfisk, maybe for some farm, but I think that Trent can just swap into the Swampert.
An immense undercharge on that Rock Slide, giving the Swampert an energy advantage against the Medicham. I really love that from the player of Trent, and the Hydro Cannon comes out right before the Ice Punch, which would have knocked out the Swampert. Great undercharge by Trent to get that energy advantage he needed.
How many times have we seen Swampert able to get to that last charge move, CMP tie, and take these games? So many times, Alpha Phoebe, and we have Trent able to tie the series up 1-1 on the back of the Swampert. Yeah, we have 2 undercharges there late game, but ultimately, like we mentioned, that Swampert being